Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here, first post of the new year, January 1st, 2015. Yesterday, December 31st, 2014, something expired that pertains to this year's coming NFL playoffs and Super Bowl. Let me show you what that is first. It's called the Terrorism Risk Insurance Act, which was signed into law by the 43rd President George W. Bush on November 26, 2002, in the wake of the September 11th attacks. The numerology for this date is 14 with this method, adding it digit for digit, and 39 with this method, which is a number that's important to the NFL and football as a whole. If you're paying attention, there are 39 bowl games this season. This number comes from Revelation, 39 signers on the Declaration of Independence, and so much more. The only two states with a Pythagorean gematria of 39 are New York and Arizona. I've done a post on New York and how central 39 is to the entire state. The abbreviation NY sums to 39 in simple English gematria. The word empire is 39 in Pythagorean. The date of establishment is 39. Anyhow, the only two states with 39 gematria are New York and Arizona. Recall that last year's Super Bowl was the first hosted by two states, New Jersey and New York, the 3rd and 11th state, and this year's site is Arizona. Also recall after 9/11, the World Series in baseball was New York versus Arizona. New York versus Arizona, the Diamondbacks defeated the Yankees that year. All right, so this act providing insurance against a terrorism attack at a professional sports game, NFL, it expired just yesterday, December 31st, 2014. And there's been ongoing headlines about how this act was set to expire and there's nothing really in place. So let's look at what's risen up trying to create something similar for the game. It's called the Coalition to Insure Against Terrorism, CIAT. In simple English gematria, this sums to 33, this acronym. I'll show that in just a moment. And right here, the biggest beneficiary of the Super Bowl, who has the most at stake, has the simple English gematria of 39, this number pairing, 3339. And also, just look at this, True Seeker, this information right here about the insurance money that was given out in the wake of 9/11. 44 billion. What do we know about the number 44, True Seeker? The World Trade Centers were first opened April 4th, 1973, 4-4. That's a date with a numerology of 28. The World Trade Centers were open for 28 years, from 73 to 2001. 28 represents the complete solar cycle. Numerology through and through, True Seeker. And let's look at the gematria of this group. See, here's the acronym: CM, CSA, the biggest beneficiaries, most at stake for the Super Bowl, gematria of 39. The group coming up to try to provide some sort of terrorism insurance has a gematria of 33. It would be interesting to look further into this and to see what 80 companies, it says 80 private companies make up this. It'd be interesting to see what companies those are. But anyway, the words Coalition to Insure Against Terrorism, coalition's a 44 word there, that's comforting. 32, like NFL and simple English gematria. The God number 26, which has everything to do with the Vesica Piscis, the shape of the football. I have a video post on that. And terrorism. This is a more interesting word in simple English gematria. It sums to 142. Or actually, that's the word terrorist, True Seeker. That's a side topic. But anyhow, the gematria of this is interesting. Also, the acronym for this Terrorism Risk Insurance Act is 48, which is a very interesting word. The word Illuminati was with Pythagorean gematria sums to 48. The word evil with simple English gematria sums to 48. It's 48. We see this number a lot. The flip of that, 84, is the sum of Arizona in simple English gematria, and in Pythagorean gematria, United States of America equals 84. Barack Obama, the 44th president, has a birthday of August 4th. So anyway, here are some article cutouts about the insurance thing. I also wanted to point out that the Super Bowl this year is in Glendale, Arizona, which is on the 33rd parallel north. Here's the coordinates for it. Glendale, in simple English gematria, is 60. Arizona's 84, as I just said. Put it together, it's 144. Just like Mark of the Beast. Just like satanic hexagram. Just like the phrase apple of my eye, the word corporation, the religion Scientology, the astrological symbol Sagittarius, which we are currently under. The phrase God bless you yields this gematria, as does the phrase the secret key. Also, if you write out the word 44 in simple English gematria, it sums to 144. In Pythagorean gematria, Glendale sums to 33 and Arizona sums to 39. These numbers that are so central to the NFL and the Bible, which it seems all the NFL numbers are based on. I've covered this in other posts. I've talked about how it was the 47th season that was the season of the first Super Bowl in the year 66-67. You think about the Bible is of 66 books, begins with Genesis, which has a Pythagorean gematria of 33, and ends with Revelation, which has a Pythagorean gematria of 49. In the year 49, the San Francisco 49ers were established. In the year 66, the Church of Satan was established in San Francisco, the year that the first Super Bowl season occurred. And again, I said that was the 47th season. The word Christian sums to 47 with Pythagorean gematria. It was Super Bowl 47, where we had the 33-minute blackout with 13 minutes and 22 seconds left in the third quarter. That's the number 322. That was between the Harbaugh brothers, who were coaching the two respective teams, the Ravens and the 49ers. The name Harbaugh, which the brothers had, sums to 39, just like Arizona in Pythagorean gematria. With regards to 49, we're seeing a lot of coding on the Hoover Dam of 49, from the amount of money it cost to build to the recent movies being released showing it exploding. And again, that's in close proximity to Super Bowl 49, Glendale, Arizona. There's just a lot of coding, Truth Seeker, and there's a lot of reason to have concern. The gematria aside, we're seeing mainstream headlines like this that are letting us know that this will be the first Super Bowl that hasn't been insured against terrorism in the wake of 9/11. Can you imagine if something did occur? It would be a storyline, and one that we would all be expected to think was a giant coincidence, just like they always try to present. They try to make it seem like we live in a world of coincidences, and thus the zombie masses who are asleep and think we truth seekers are crazy, they become victims of all that. So anyway, truth seeker, I just wanted to give you this information, show you some other numbers on this Super Bowl. We have Katy Perry performing at halftime. The name Katy Perry sums to 49 in Pythagorean gematria. There's just so much lining up for this Super Bowl. Also, Truth Seeker, it should be pointed out that in the movie Oblivion has a Pythagorean gematria of 44. Tom Cruise stands in the middle of MetLife Stadium, the same stadium shown here, the same stadium that hosted last year's Super Bowl, a rare cold Super Bowl, first hosted by two states, the 3rd and the 11th. In that movie, he stands in this stadium, or the remnants of it, and he says this is the site of the last Super Bowl that was ever played. But he also stands in a stadium that has a sign up for 2017, which makes you think, oh, maybe if this day is to come, it's a day down the road, which is possibly true. But there are still a lot of numbers and a lot of things lining up for this. So pay attention, Truth Seeker. If you know anyone who lives in Arizona or in close proximity to where this game will be played, Los Angeles isn't too far from Phoenix. It's 5 hours. But yeah, they should have a heads up. They might want to have some water packed. They might want to have some candles. February 1st, it's still winter. People are going to want to have some supplies if there really is a power outage. The desert gets cold too. All right, Truth Seeker, just thought I'd drop this new information. I just found it out today. Oh, yeah, one more fast fact. The Super Bowl will be February 1st, 2015. That leaves 333 days remaining in the year. Can you imagine the 330 remaining days in the United States of America in the year 2015 with a major attack at the Super Bowl? It would be more psychologically impactful than what happened on 9/11. Why? Because so many eyes would see the chaos live or on just few second delay. And in a way, we kind of got a mental prep for that 2 years ago with a 33-minute blackout at Super Bowl 47 right after the halftime performance. All right, until next time, Truth.